podcast.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Celtic Forever podcast. I've got John here to go through everything Celtic. We've got the massive preview of the St Johnstone semi-final to do, so we'll do that. Obviously, we'll have a wee word back on the Kilmarnock game as well. And a wee touch on what's happened in midweek also, John, what's happened in Europe with our good friends, Bilbao. We'll touch on that as well, John. But how are you anyway?
I'm all right, aye. Yeah, it's good after last night. That's a interesting game, wasn't it? It was back to the Wolves for the Sevco. Lovely to watch.
Lovely to see the Celtic tops and the flags and the scarves in amongst the Bilbao fans. They really are close friends to Celtic, John, aren't they? They're really our friends, let's be honest with it. I know they did the Billy McNeil tribute as well, you know, one club man, that tribute to Billy McNeil. And then they came over for the James Forrest testimonial as well, John. So Bilbao, outstanding club, outstanding supporters, outstanding team, and just more or less put Rangers to the sword and fully deserved to go through to the semi-final.
Oh, definitely, without doubt. I mean, they should have hammered them at Ibrox as well. Just best team won, best teams through to the semi-final. Well done, Atletico Bilbao. I just think they're a cracking wee team. Fantastic stadium as well, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful stadium, John. An absolute privilege to have that club associated with Celtic, isn't it?
Aye, it certainly is. I was taken aback with the atmosphere. The fans were brilliant. Their stadium looks tip-top, modern, space age. Great club, great night. Aye, thank you, Bilbao.
Yeah, thank you, Bilbao. Athletic club, brilliant stuff. And the reason why we're talking about this, John, because we've had Rangers supporters coming on our channel, so we're allowed to talk about it. If they want to come onto our channel and leave the disgusting comments, John, then we're allowed to talk about it, because we're having Rangers supporters coming on, the clean ones, you know, the clean comments coming on, saying things like Barry's here to Barry's here to dominate in Europe, you know, nonsense like that, John. You know, this wee guy's record, I think he's played something like, he's managed 10 games, he's won 3, he's drawn 5, he's lost 2, whatever it is, John. I'm not too sure of the figures, but the reason why I wanted to bring that up, John, was because his record's pretty bad since, you know, taking over at Rangers. And their captain, Tavernier, yesterday, live on TV, coming out saying he wants him to be the permanent manager because he steadied the ship. I mean, if that is steadying the ship, John, 4 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses, and then the ship was already sunk anyway, wasn't it? You know, that's a pretty pathetic comment from a club captain, to be honest.
Aye. If that's his idea of steadying the ship, then I'm glad he's at Rangers, to be honest with you, because as a manager, he was a laughingstock at Alloa, you know, getting sacked from Alloa and all that stuff. If that's their idea of ambition, best of luck to them.
Yeah, it's a cold shower for the Rangers supporters, John. You know, they're banking on this takeover. This is all they've got left now. Obviously, the season's finished for them, and they're banking on this takeover, which I've said from the start, John, it isn't going to be what they're hoping for. You know, 30-40 million pound a season to boost the squad. It's not going to be anything like that whatsoever. If anything, they're still going to have to sell some players. So anyway, John, that's their business, but we can talk about it because of them coming onto our channel, leaving their comments. So, you know, if they want to leave their comments, we can talk about it. Not a problem there, John. So we'll move on. Right, we'll move on. Congratulations, Bilbao. And just a wee quick word on Ange as well, John. Ange Postecoglou. We know he left Celtic under a slight cloud, if you like. You know, wasn't great leaving Celtic when he did. We were upset at the time, but John, we've all moved on, obviously. But well done to big Ange Postecoglou getting his Spurs team to the semi-final of the Europa League, John. Well done to him. I thought that was good. He looks He looks stressed. Big Ange, he's always lost a bit of weight as well. He looks stressed that he's not, to be honest with you. He looks under pressure there. So maybe that will give him a wee bit of relief. And well done to Big Postecoglou, John.
Aye, definitely, aye. He left a better club anyway. He left Celtic to join Spurs, a team that never wins anything. And being honest with you, I hope they don't get to the final and win it. I don't want any English teams to win it. I'm sick of them winning stuff with all the money that they've got. Just scatter cash, throwing their cash about willy-nilly. Nobody else can compete with them. It stops us from buying players and all that. So, nothing against Big Ange, but I just don't like to see English teams dominating the game.
Yeah, I think Big Ange will get to the final, John, to be honest with you. I think he'll get there because he's got the easier tie as well. But I think it'll be Bilbao in the final they'll get, so that'll be very tough for Tottenham, for any team getting to the final against Bilbao.
Do you think Bilbao will put Man United out, aye?
Yeah, I do, yeah, I do. I think they had another 3 years to find. Let's be honest. At Ibrox, they had another 3 years to find. They were just looking for the draw. I don't know why, but they were happy with that because they knew they were going to take Rangers to Bilbao and take care of them there, John. Which they did, and even in Bilbao, John, they were in third gear, if you like. They weren't in top gear, were they? Let's be honest. So I think you'll see a much stronger, more athletic Bilbao side against Man U.
I really don't know. I don't really know anything about Atletico Bilbao, but we'll wait and see. And I wish them all the best in that game, of course, against Man United.
Yeah, and you're going to remember as well, John, Man U were playing a 10-man Lyon team. That was the only reason why they went through. That was the only reason. I think they'd put everything into the game, Lyon. So commiserations to Lyon anyway. Down to 10 men, Man U overpowered them in the end. Right, John, let's leave the Europa League. Let's leave it there. That was Thursday night. It was a great night for every Celtic supporter, wasn't it, John? I know I keep saying we'll leave it there, but let's have a wee word on the Celtic fans with regards to this, because all over, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere you look, John, the Celtic fans are just over the moon with this result on Thursday night. Anyway, John, we'll move on for that. We'll move on for the Europa League. That was Thursday night. We'll get into the big preview semi-final of the Scottish Cup, John. We've waited all week for this, haven't we? A wee bit of revenge on our minds as well. St Johnstone, beating us a couple of weeks ago. We weren't happy at the time. A lot of people weren't happy with that performance, but then a superb display against Kilmarnock, John, at Celtic Park last week. That was just beautiful to watch, wasn't it?
I really enjoyed that game against Kilmarnock, and I'll be like every other Celtic fan, wanting revenge for the last time we played St Johnstone because of their ball boys and all their carry on. So I'll be looking for big revenge on Hampden. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, that's it. It's been a long week yet again, John. We had that Europa League in midweek to, fill a bit of time, give us a wee bit of joy in between times. But now the serious stuff is here, another step towards a potential treble for Celtic. So this is what we're here to talk about, John. Let's get right into it then. Sunday, 20th of April, that's the date. The kick-off is 3 p.m. The game is on Premier Sports 1. I just can't wait to this one, John, to be honest with you. It's looking good for us. We played really well against Kilmarnock. Some lovely goals as well. Big Cameron Carter-Vickers, the pick of the bunch there for me, John, maybe yourself.
No, Hatate's one. The build-up play, the one-touch passing, and then the shot from about 25 yards right into the top corner. That was my pick of the bunch. Although you can't take it away from Carter-Vickers, can you? What a finish that was.
Yeah, that's it. Curly toes, he called himself. It's a beautiful finish. That was lovely. Right into the top corner. The goalkeeper, no chance whatsoever. And it was just a wee reminder to some people that, we're the champions. We're the champions for a reason. I was looking at this BBC yet again, John, last week when they were doing the build-up for the weekend's fixtures. Celtic, again, were not mentioned. The BBC are now accepting second as best in Scotland, and they're not even mentioning Celtic now, John, because I thought to myself, well, maybe Celtic don't play it the next day, so maybe the build-up's the next day. No, there was no podcast the next day. for the Celtic game, John, for the Kilmarnock game. So, you know, they're now accepting second as first, basically, in my view. You know, they talked about Rangers, they talked about Hearts, they talked about the women's game, they talked about everything but Celtic, John, and I thought it was actually pretty disgusting. That's a couple of times now I've noticed that they've done that. So it's just a wee reminder there, John, that Celtic are the champions. You know, we're here to talk. We're here in the SPL, John, to fight for the title. That's the whole point of the league, is to fight for the title. It's to see who's champions. It's not about to see who's going to avoid relegation or to see who's going to finish in the top six or the bottom six, John. It's about who's going to be champions. And they're just refusing to talk about Celtic.
Couldn't tell you, I don't listen to BBC. I don't watch it. I don't listen to them. I don't like them. I don't like it. Like half of their bench, their team's on the Rangers bench. Half of the BBC staff are on the Rangers bench now. That says it all, doesn't it? You look at that bench when they were playing Aberdeen, which was hilarious, by the way, when they were celebrating another draw. When the bench are all jumping up and down, you put the video on, it was brilliant. And you look at that bench, McGregor, Dodds, McCann, Ferguson, all BBC pundits. So that shows you what the BBC are all about. And there's still hundreds of them working for BBC. And they expect Celtic fans to listen to that garbage. I'm sorry, Xander, but if I was you, I would just blank them all together. Just take nothing to do with them.
Yeah, but you've got to let people know what's actually happening out there, John. We can't just throw a blind eye to this. It's pretty bad. It really is. You know, refusing to mention Celtic. You know, it's unbelievable. And then they've got all these, as you say, these other Rangers, ex-Rangers players now, John. They've got Rory Loy. They've got the guy that used to play right back for them. Can't remember the guy's name. Various other ones as well, John. They're just riddled with ex-Rangers, you know, players. You know, I can't think of one ex-Celtic player that's on that. I don't know if Paddy Bonner's still on it, is he? I've not heard him for a while.
Couldn't tell you. I don't listen to it, but I think he is, because you see comments on the Celtic website. Was it Celtic News now, or whatever it's called? You see Pat Bonner says this and that. I don't tend not to read it, but I'd imagine he's still doing some kind of punditry somewhere if he's making comments about stuff. So I'd imagine it's still BBC, yeah.
Yeah, Rangers TV, the new Rangers TV. Right, I've sort of lost where I was. Yeah, the build up to the St Johnstone game, John. The weather watch for this one it's not too bad. It's cloudy, 13 degrees, no wind, no rain, but cloudy. So just a good day for a game of football. So absolutely no problem there. And then the referee for this one at Hampden on Sunday is Callum Scott. He's the man in the middle with Andrew Dallas on the VAR. I don't think there was any VAR issues against Kilmarnock, John, was there? I can remember.
I don't remember anything about that game apart from the goals and Celtic dominating it. And of course, McInnes actually praising Celtic for once.
Yeah, but you could do nothing else but praise Celtic last week, John. That was a brilliant performance against a very tricky Kilmarnock team. John, you've got to bear in mind that's a Kilmarnock team that's already taking points off Rangers twice this season, you know, and we're unlucky the last time they played them 2-0 up, and the Rangers turned it round, John. So Kilmarnock, you know, they're a really, really decent team. The last few games not doing so well, but to get a 5-1 against them was just brilliant from the boys. And again, it was a game of sort of a two halves again, can we say that again, John? Sort of first half, totally dynamic, second half, foot off the gas slightly. Is that fair?
I think Celtic were more or less just, you know, seeing the game out the whole second half. They were just, you know, knocking it about. No need to try. They were, was it 4-0 up? I think they were at the time. And then Kilmarnock scored, and Celtic, I don't know, just scored another one just for luck. No, the second half was a bit boring, you know, just passing it about the back, just, you know, taking it easy. And you can see why. They don't need to break a sweat when they're so far in front.
Yeah, similar to the Hearts game. Only the Hearts game we weren't quite as dynamic in the first half. We got the 3 goals, yeah, but we didn't play like that the way we did against Kilmarnock, John. But we'll get back. We'll move on. We'll move forward. Injuries for this one. We'll start with St Johnstone, actually, because they've got the most injuries going into this one. McCulloch, he's out. Drew Wright, he's out as well. Ikpeazu is still out. He was out the last game, wasn't he? Sam McClelland, he's out. And Zach Mitchell is also out of this one. Celtic, we've still not got Casper. He's out for the rest of the season, we think. We hope not, but we think he could be out for the rest of the season. He's definitely going to miss the Ibrox game and potentially the final, John. So that would mean his season's over, but there's a wee chance he could be back for the final. Scottish Cup final, if we get there, of course. And Yang, John, I didn't realise that Yang was injured, but he is. It's an elbow issue, elbow injury, if you like, for Yang. So he's going to miss out this one too.
All right, just as well, we've got James Forrest back.
Good timing, John, you're right. He played well when he was on last week. He's a good wee player. I know he missed that sitter, didn't he, against St Johnstone. It was quite a bad one, wasn't it? But he's still a brilliant wee player, James Forrest. Obviously, the years are catching up with Jamesy, the wee serial winner. But he's still a very decent player. Have on the bench, I suppose, John. He's good for cover, I suppose.
I still like James Forrest. I still think he's got a lot to offer Celtic for the next maybe year or so. So he'll definitely be there next season. He's always good to have around, Xander. He always puts in a shift.
Yeah, he's decent. He's still decent. Still, as you say, he's still got a lot to offer Celtic, John. He really has. Right, let's get into the lineups. You can do the predicted one for Celtic, John. I'll quickly run through the St Johnstone suggested lineup. We've got Fisher in goal, Balodis, Douglas, Stephen, Curtis, Holt. You know, he sort of ran the show against Celtic, didn't he, a few weeks ago? Ex-Rangers man Holt, he's fit and available. Griffith, Duke McKenna, Carey, Kirk, and he's no other captain. And Sayobia up front, John. So that's my predicted starting 11 for St Johnstone. Do you want to run through what you think the starting 11 is going to be for Celtic? I don't know if he's going to go with Schlupp again. Will he start with Big Scales here? That was a bit of a, not a shock, but a surprise. Big Scales starting last week against Kilmarnock. We both thought Naroki would start. Anything else? It's sort of a, I thought Engels had a decent game against Kilmarnock. Good to see him having a decent performance. And there was no place for the likes of Kuhn or Jota, John. So you don't know if these changes were for the St Johnstone game in mind, John, or whether he was just making a wee point, the manager. So what are you thinking? What's your starting 11, buddy? Your predicted starting 11?
It was also good to see Greg playing again, Greg Taylor. Fantastic to see him back. And he plays that.
We both did say he would start though, John, didn't we? That he was going to start that one, and we were right. And as you say, John, it was absolutely brilliant to see him on the park again, and he had a really good game also.
Definitely, aye. Man of the match for me. Man of the match all day for me, Greg Taylor. He was outstanding. Yeah. And this is why we keep saying, get him signed up on another 4-year deal or something like that. I think Celtic would regret losing this boy, Greg Taylor. I think he's cracking. When you see the difference between him and Schlupp, Greg Taylor in the forward positions is he's good. Maybe not as good as Schlupp in the forward positions, although maybe equally as good. Actually, he is a crank wee player, Greg Taylor. But the defending side of the game, I prefer Greg Taylor to Schlupp.
Yeah, he's. I mean, if we lose, Greg, and I'm hearing wee snippets of news that he could be staying, John. I heard that today, so that's just rumours, of course. But if that's the case, then it's fantastic if we get wee Greg for another few years, John. Get him on that a 3-year, 4-year contract, whatever, John. That would be tremendous. But we'll wait and see what happens in the summer, John. But no, he's a tremendous wee player, and I think he'll be picked for St Johnstone also, John. But it's what you think, buddy.
I definitely think he will. Anyway, Sinisalo, Carter Vickers, I'll go for Scales again. He hardly put a foot wrong. Another player that's good going forward, I think. Big Liam Scales. I think he's outstanding going forward, Liam Scales. So I'm going to go for Carter Vickers, Scales, Alistair Johnson, and wee Greg Taylor, of course. Centre of the park, McGregor, Engels and Hitati. I think that's got to be the midfield three, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't leave Hitati after his outstanding performance last week.
No, he's a brilliant. He's just a beauty magician, and what a smile he's got as well, John. See when he smiles like that, it's just lovely to see. It really is. He's just very happy at Celtic, and long may that continue. Just sometimes he's up and down, same as every other player, John. But no, what a player we've got in our books here, Rio. What a player.
He's class. He's absolute class. Anyway, up front, Dyson through the middle, of course. I'm going to go for James A. Forrest on the left again. I thought it was good last week. So for me, it's Dyson, James Forrest on the left, and Nicholas Kuhn on the right.
Right, I'm going to throw a wee spanner in the works, John. I think he's going to go with what he went with against Kilmarnock. I think he's going to play it Big Adam up front with Maida on the left and Jota on the right, John. That's what I think. I think he's seen enough of Kuhn. He needs to get his finger at Nicholas, unless he's showed a lot in training, and then he'll get picked ahead of Jota. But I think he's going to put Jota over on the right, John, with Dyson on the left and Big Adam Ida up front. That's just a prediction, obviously. I think James 8 will be on the bench. And I also forgot to mention Big Trusty is still out injured as well, John. So forgot to mention the big man Trusty. He's still out injured. We think, it's not been confirmed. He might be available for selection, but we think he's still out injured, the big man. All right, John, that's interesting. So you think Dyson back through the middle again? Doesn't matter where he plays, does it? Through the middle, on the left, on the right, doesn't matter. He's still banging in the goals, no matter what position the manager puts him in.
I just think we need a bit of experience. That's why I'm going for James Forrest. But Dyson Maida, through the middle, it's got to be Dyson through the middle. And I think with James Forrest, Greg Taylor, these are experienced Celtic players. They know Celtic inside out. They know how Celtic should be playing. And that's why I think dropping Jota would be a good move. Put James on the left, Dyson through the middle, Greg Taylor on the left-hand side as well, the left back, and Nicholas Kuhn on the right.
Yeah, we'll wait and see, John. We'll wait and see. He's got choices there, that's for sure. He's definitely got choices. But, we'll wait and see what happens when the teams are announced at 2 o'clock on Sunday, John. We'll wait and see. Good luck to the boys. Just a wee quick word on the betting for this one. We always do this, John, don't we? St Johnstone priced at £1 less than the last time, John, at McDermott Park. So St Johnstone are 17-1 this time. The draw is 8-1. Celtic 1-6 to get through to the semi-final, John, in 90 minutes. So that's your betting there. Gamble responsibly, obviously. Anybody that puts a wee bet on. The prediction then, John, score prediction. The score prediction competition between us two all season. We've been running all seasons currently at 11-10. John, you got 1 right last weekend. I got 2 right. So that's it now up to 11-10 to you, John. So there's no SPL this weekend. So I've picked a few games here that we can pick from to continue the score prediction competition between us, John. And listen out, folks, for the new competition also for next season. We're going to run a brand spanking new competition next season. It's going to be a massive league. Everybody that enters goes into the league. And we'll go into a wee bit more detail on the post-match podcast. But we'll leave that just now, John. So, Celtic versus St Johnstone, score prediction from you?
I'm going to go for 5-0 Celtic.
That's confidence, John. That's big. That's a big result. It would be lovely to see it, wouldn't it? Wee bit of revenge there, put them in their place. That would be lovely. But they're there, I suppose. They're in that semi-final for a reason. I'm not going to go as confident as you, John. I'm going to say 3-0 to Celtic. Still confident enough. Still puts us into the final. But I'll say a 3-0 win for the Hoops, John. All right, good luck. Good luck to the boys. Can't wait Sunday. Kick off 3 o'clock Sunday. Semi-final. Can't beat it. But just before that, John, on the Saturday, we've got Hearts and Aberdeen. in the semi-final. They play before us on the Saturday. What's your score prediction for that, John?
Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? I think two really good teams, a lot of good players in the Hearts team and the Aberdeen team. But I think I'm going to go for a Aberdeen 2-1.
Yeah, I don't know, John. I think that's going to go to penalties, next extra time penalties. So I'll say 1-1 at 90 for me. Back up a wee bit there to Friday. We've got Livingston against Ayr United. That's another massive game, John. That's a must-win for Bruni, isn't it? Bruni watch here. Livingston against Ayr United. In Livingston, John, what are you thinking?
Hard place to go, Almondale. Plastic pitch. It's a tough one. Livingston still second. Bruni wins this one. I think he climbs above them. I'm not sure. I've not looked at the table this week, but I think he climbs above Livingston with a win here. I'm going to go for 2-1 Livy.
It's looking that way, isn't it? It's too close to call. I don't want to see another draw. I will go. It's so tough, isn't it? 2-1 Ayr, John. I'll go the opposite way then. I'll say 2-1 Ayr United. Okay, the next one on the list here, John, for our predictor is Lenny Watch. I keep laughing when I say that. Lenny Watch, Bruni Watch. Dunfermline against Partick Thistle, John. I don't know where they are in the league. I don't know much about the teams. It's just a predictor. What are you thinking?
I think Lenny's kind of battling relegation a wee bit. I'm not really sure, but it's at home. I'm just going to check that now. I'm going to go for a Lenny win. I'm going to say 1-0 Dunfermline.
Oh, the old Jags are a tough team for anybody, aren't they? So I'm going to say Lenny as well, John. 2-1 to Lenny's Dunfermline. That'd be another interesting one, actually, wouldn't it? That's on the Saturday.
Well, we'll have a look at the table right now. Partick Thistle sitting fourth.
All right.
And they're 11 points behind Bruni in third. And Dunfermline are sitting in seventh. So, no, Lenny's no fight relegation. He's miles away. He's 13 points away for that. But it's looking like Lenny's team will probably finish seventh because between Morton and Dunfermline, Morton are just above them and they're 8 points ahead of them. But either Livingston and Bruni game, Livingston v Ayr United. Ayr United on 59 points, Livingston on 64. 5-point deficit.
Yeah. So it's a definite must-win for Ayr United then, John. It's he must have lost a few games the last few weeks, John. He must have lost a few, Bruni, because he was right up there at one point, wasn't he? With a chance of winning the league actually at one point. Anyway, John, let's move on. Albion against Celtic B on Saturday also, John, 3 o'clock kickoff. I don't know if it's still in Albion or Albion Rovers. I think it's still in Albion. It just says Albion. So Albion against Celtic, John. Just a predictor from you, sorry.
2 each.
Yeah, Celtic B doing great just now, are they? And it's away from home. So yeah, I'll go 2-1 to Albion, actually. There you go. I'm going against Celtic. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Forgive me, God. That's quite bad, isn't it?
Judas.
Right, let's have a word on the ladies' game. The ladies' game, John, in midweek there. Celtic done Rangers a massive favour by getting the draw against Hibs while Rangers ladies beat Glasgow City. I don't understand why Celtic never done what Rangers done and let Hibs score. You know, that was unbelievable a couple of years ago when that happened. Remember that? But Hibs, drawn with Celtic in midweek there. I think it finished 1 each or nothing each. The Celtic ladies doing Rangers a massive favour there, John. But back to this week, we've got Motherwell against Celtic away game for the ladies there.
6-0 Celtic ladies.
Yeah, 3-0 for me for the ladies there. Motherwell not totally flying just now. Other than the big one, John, I think that's on Sunday. Hibs ladies against Rangers ladies. What's your guess there, buddy?
These are all totty scone games.
That's all that's available, my friend, unless you want to go into the English Premier League. We don't want to do that.
I won't watch any of these games apart from the Celtic game. No, I watched the Aberdeen Hearts game as well. But I don't know who is it again?
Hibs and Rangers.
Hibs and Rangers ladies.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a Hibs ladies win. I'm going to say 3-1 to the Hibs ladies.
I was thinking 2-1, and I'll stick with that then. 2-1 to the Hibs ladies also, John. They're playing well, Hibs, aren't they? Flying to the top of the league. Okay, one more, John. Our good friends, Bilbao. Our very good friends, close friends. Great team, great club. They love Celtic. We love them. So that was just tremendous. Let's have another wee word on that, John. Again, that was tremendous. Seeing all those Celtic flags, scarves, tops all over the stadium, John. It was just lovely to watch. I put the video on there on Facebook and on YouTube just to congratulate them because, you know, they're very close to Celtic, you know, and you can tell that with the amount of fans that were in the stadium flying the Celtic colours, John. So it was unbelievable to watch, actually. It was, it must have really frustrated Rangers to watch their team go down to a fan base with thousands of Celtic tops in it.
Aye, and they're all behind the goals as well, or the flags and tops and all that. Every time Rangers were, I was going to say every time they were attacking, but they never did much of that, did they?
No.
I think they hit the post. I think that was as close as they came. They hit the post with a scrappy, fluky deflection or something like that. Usual garbage for them. It was a wonderful sight to see. And what did you think of the Rangers fans screaming for a penalty all over social media? If you look on YouTube comments, penalty, the ref's a homer and all that, disgraceful. He dived. It was a blatant dive for that guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? Dessers.
Yeah. Well, there's two ways you can look at this, right? He dived because he barely got touched inside the box and went down, and he should have been booked for diving. And that's my opinion, actually. He throws himself to the ground to try and win and cheat to win a penalty, John. Okay, the player does pull his tops, and I think the tops must be made of, I don't know, the material the tights are made out of, I don't know, John, because the guy barely touched him. Barely. And he throws himself to the ground. Actually, he should have been yellow carded, John. I'm going to be honest with you. But then there's another way of looking at it. You look at it, if it was Celtic, on the other hand, which is no, but we can talk about it because the fans are leaving comments on our channel, so we're going to talk about it. And it's Bilbao, who are our friends as well, so that's another reason to talk about it. But John, if it was Celtic, on the other hand, what would your thoughts be if, say, it was big, I don't know, the big man up front, Big Ida, say it was Big Ida, it happened to, he got his top ripped and he throws himself to the floor like that, would you be shouting for a penalty, or would you be saying, get up, big man, get on with
it? It's hard to say because I'm not going to go against Celtic, but all I can comment on is what I actually seen.
Yeah.
Is when you get your jersey tugged slightly from behind, you don't dive forward, you fall backwards.
Mm-hmm.
He's dived. You see him putting his arms up and throwing himself down. He's dived. He's a diving cheat. I don't care what anybody says. And like you says as well, what's his top made out of? The stuff you make tights out of? Or is it one of the Hulk Hogan tops where he used to come out and all the wee wains were laughing and screaming and all that, and then he'd rip his top as if I'm Mr. Muscles, but it's clearly the top's made out of tights.
Well, I'm not going to hold back, John. I'd be saying to Big Ida, get up, get on with it. You're not getting a penalty for that. It's quite funny, actually, the reaction to that. It was quite funny, wasn't it? But, you know, that makes it all the sweeter, I suppose, John. But
it's not a penalty.
No, it's not a penalty, John. Well, the penalty wasn't given. The referee never gave it in normal time, and VAR didn't give it in the replay, so it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty, and he was already booked. That's why he never got booked for diving, John, because he was mouthing off. He got booked, so he couldn't book him again. So he got his punishment as well, John. So anyway, John, Bilbao away to Real Madrid. John, Real Madrid at home. Real Madrid just been knocked out of the Champions League. This is our last one in the predictor. What are you thinking, buddy? Real Madrid against Atletico Club Bilbao.
It's a tough place to go into when you're playing against Real Madrid. I'm going to go for a draw there. I'm going to go for another 2 each.
Aye, I'm going to... One just been knocked out, one through to the semi-final. I'm going to go with Bilbao, believe it or not, John. I'm going to say 2-1 to Bilbao and Real Madrid, John. So good luck to Bilbao anyway on Sunday. That'll be a good one to watch, actually, to see how they get on against a proper football team, John, a quality football team. You know, it'd be interesting to see how they get on against Real Madrid. And I think a win for Bilbao cements their place in fourth as well, John. So good luck to Bilbao. John, that about wraps it up. I don't know if you want to quickly run through one or two wee comments, John, before we call it a day. A wee 5-minute segment on some comments, if you want.
Well, where do you want me to take the comments from?
It's up to you, John. The wee video on the Bilbao was quite interesting. The one about the video about the Rangers staff celebrating the draw, that was quite interesting. I've never go with that one, actually.
We haven't even spoke about that. I mean, it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious that how they celebrated a 2 each draw at Pittodrie, like they'd won the World Cup. It was unbelievable. It was hilarious. The commentator screaming wow, wow, wow and all that stuff. It's a draw against Aberdeen, a dead rubber match.
I don't get it, John. I don't get what's going on. I can't comprehend what's going on. Why are these coaching staff and managers celebrating a totally meaningless point, John? Not even a win, a point against Aberdeen, who have really got nothing to play for as well, John. What is it all about? Why are they doing it? You know, why is it because they're unbeaten? They were unbeaten. Not unbeaten, they didn't get beat. I mean, sorry, John, they didn't get beat against Aberdeen, and they can take that into the European game. Is that why they were celebrating like they'd actually won a European trophy? I just don't get it, John. I honestly don't get it.
I think it's something to do with the fact maybe they stopped Celtic from winning the league that day. Although I says to you last week, I would rather it was a draw. Now, did I not say that last week?
Yeah, we both said we'd rather it was a draw, John. We both said it, but just to get the league title over and done with, you would take Aberdeen winning. But we both said we wanted it. We didn't know we were going to be playing Dundee United away from home in the split fixture, the first fixture in the split, John. We didn't know it was going to be away from home, but we were hoping it was going to be a home tie and we could celebrate in front of the 60,000. But, a draw, a win, a loss, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to us, and it definitely shouldn't matter to them.
It's just prolonging the pain, that's all. And I think that's probably the most accurate reason is they celebrated that draw like that because they stopped Celtic from winning the league. But like I says, they're just prolonging their pain, and it's a result that I wanted so that Celtic could celebrate in front of their fans. You know what I mean? So I was delighted with the draw.
Yeah, I was quite happy with it, John, because it means when we play, we win the league, and that's exactly how it's panned out. If we play, and I know we don't want to go too far ahead, but we go to Dundee United in a couple of weeks, John, or next week, and we get a draw or we win, that's it. The Celtic fans can party, under their own back, if you like, with their own result, without even thinking about any other club, John. So basically, they've done us a favour.
Well, this is it. I mean, the way I see it, Celtic, if we win next weekend or draw against Dundee United, all we need is a draw.
Yeah.
We celebrate in front of the Celtic fans at Tannadice. We have a great time up there. It's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. We won it up there quite a long time. Was it 2002 or something? We won it up there. I can't remember the year, but we won it up at Tannadice anyway. It was a great atmosphere. It was a Wednesday night game, if I remember right. Won it up there.
Yeah, that was the last time Rangers got to was it the final they got to, John? I think it was way back in the early 2000s, wasn't it? 2004, was it? Walter Smith was in charge, and we went up to Dundee United, and they'd just been knocked out of Europe and we went up to United and won the league. It was just a perfect season. I remember that, John, like it was yesterday. Beautiful.
Aye, that was our helicopter day. The helicopter, Rangers were playing at Pittodrie. Aberdeen beat them 2-0, and Celtic beat Dundee United 1-0 with a Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink goal. Was it 1-0 or was it 2-1? I can't remember.
No, it was 1-0, John. You're right. It was 1-0, and it was a big Vennegoor second half header, wasn't it? Beautiful. Yeah, these days are going to be just around the corner, John. I cannot wait till next weekend, but we've got this weekend to take care of first, I suppose.
Right, well, it's an extended party. That's what I'm saying anyway. It's an extended party next week if we get a draw. We draw there. We party at Tannadice. The Celtic fans will be celebrating in Glasgow at the same time, the ones that can't make the game. And then when Celtic come back from Tannadice on the bus on the way down the road, they'll be greeted by thousands of Celtic fans at Celtic Park. So the party will go on long into the night.
Yeah, long into the night and for a few weeks, John, because we're still to get the trophy as well. So it's just brilliant. It's worked out perfect this season for us. It really has. The way the press go on and on and on about this Rangers team, John, and then they get this news about this potential takeover, and that just gave the press an excuse, to have the love in with Rangers tenfold, John, tenfold. And that's what this craziness is all about, celebrating draws, celebrating defeats. And they celebrated a defeat to Manchester United. They celebrated that. And that's what this is all about, John. It's all about this takeover, which, by the way, maybe we'll get into that in another podcast, but that's a nothing, John. That's a company, if they do in fact take over, are there to make money, John. So, but that's for another day, John. Hey, what comments you got for us, buddy?
Anyway, enough of that stuff. But when saying enough of that stuff, we're going to be talking about them because I'm on the video where they drew 2-2 with Aberdeen. The comedy act. Anyway, Alan Duffy was up first. Alan Duffy says, that massive point he snatched at the end must have made a big difference in the title run, eh?
Gotta be a bit of sarcasm. But you don't wonder people are leaving comments like that, John, because people don't understand why you would celebrate like that. Stand there and clap a decent goal. Yeah, stand there and applaud a decent goal. But it was the reaction, John. It was the jumping up and down and on people's shoulders and players shushing the crowd. It's comedy gold. Thanks for the comment, by the way.
Aye, and their fans were in party mode as well. They were loving it. They absolutely. I bet they were celebrating that. I bet there was an open top bus going around Govan.
Yeah, the open top bus pictures are funny as well, aren't they? There's a lot of good stuff going about out there just now, John, on Facebook and on Twitter and on YouTube. It's quite funny stuff. They must. Aye. I don't think they are, but they should be embarrassed with themselves. They really should.
Oh no, they're not embarrassed. They love it. That's their league win. That's basically what that is. That's like them winning the league. But anyway, let's batter through some of these comments, Andy, because we've kind of got a lot to get through in a little bit of time. So we'll just rattle through a few.
Go for it.
Chris M says, Hadji shushing the Aberdeen fans is like shushing Ronnie O'Sullivan after you pot a red despite being 70 points behind.
Agree. Next.
Can you imagine potting a ball against Ronnie O'Sullivan and telling him to shush? And then missing the next shot.
That's so true. Great comment. It's the exact same. You're right.
Aye. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, pal.
Rosemary says, Ian Crocker with the dead rubber Sefco love. So funny.
Wow. That's another idiot, to be honest with you, John. That's another idiot. You can just tell with his voice where his allegiances lie, that Ian Crocker. But no, not even going to that, John. That was hilarious. That idiot, the celebration from the commentator was hilarious. And talking about commentators, John, this Ali McCoist, I know, on TNT, is it? I had to watch the game the other night on another channel. But when I tried to catch up and get my videos made, like I always do, I like to make the wee videos when it concerns Celtic. I only heard 5 minutes of him, John, and that guy's an embarrassment. That guy's an embarrassment to Scottish football. Moving on, John.
Aye, well, he is an embarrassment. And what is it with Ali McCoist in this? What a touch that is. Is that all he's got to take from Rangers? What a touch that is.
I don't know. His reaction to, you look at he's gone off his head at Rangers players, because they lose the ball. He's actually expecting Rangers to go there and win. That he's expecting the impossible. And it's just a total cheerleader, John. Honest to God.
He's a clown. Do you think he looks a bit like Jim Davidson, the older he's getting?
I don't know, John. I just know he's a clown.
He's a clown, I know.
Yeah, but the guy just shouldn't be anywhere near a national sports channel, John. Let's be honest. The guy should be nowhere near it. Same as Boyd. And why are they employing? Are they employing these guys just to try and noise up the Celtic supporters? Because all we're getting is laughs at it. We're getting free laughs every single weekend.
Well, this is the other side of the coin, isn't it? You can let it annoy you, or you can see it for what it is. An absolute joke. I mean, yeah. Well, anyway, let's move on with the comments.
Yeah, go for it, John.
Tim Celtic says, if you've been having a bad day and see this, talking about the video.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a good wee video, that, aye. But that's what it says anyway. If you've been having a bad day and you see this. So obviously he enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you're having a bad day and you're needing a pick-me-up, put that wee video on, you'll see comedy gold. Because that's what it's all about.
It's the wee tune that's funny. Here's a wee bit of it.
I just heard the wow at the end there. It's comedy gold.
It's comedy. It's a good video. Go and watch it, everybody. I'm reading the comments from that right now. The 2-2 versus Aberdeen game for Sefco.
Yep.
Steve,
what I'll do, John, sorry, is I'll put a wee link in the description, right, for him that wants to watch it.
That was a wee tune. Anyway.
Brilliant.
Stephen Barr was up next. Stephen says, stop it, please. I can't stop laughing.
That's good, John. It was a pick-me-up, John, right? It was a pick-me-up for anybody that's feeling down, right? But, you look at that last weekend with the draw against Aberdeen. The last kick of the ball equaliser. In fact, it was into stoppage time, wasn't it? And then you look at what happened on Thursday night, John. You put it all together, and it's just absolutely top class. The Celtic fans are just having a ball right now.
Aye, it's just magic to be a Celtic fan right now. I know we've had a wee dip in form recently, just touching on the Celtic team and all that. Current results, getting beat with Sefco, that was an embarrassment. But at the end of the day, it's all about filling up the trophy cabinet, and Celtic haven't got enough cabinets to keep the trophies in, and that's what makes it all the more laughable that they actually, they're giving us a laugh every single game, Xander. It's fantastic.
Yeah, see, the thing is, John, I know we're running out of time, right? But the Scottish press are giving us no credit at all, right? Or any press for that matter. Any press, anywhere, are no giving. So the Celtic supporters are having to make their own press. Like us on this, we do our wee videos, we do our podcasts, we're making their own press. The Celtic podcasts everywhere make their own press, John. The Celtic have to make their own press and give themselves credit, John, because we're not getting any credit off it, any mainstream.
No, you won't get anything in Scotland at all. Rangers is their wee love child, you know what I mean? That's who they love, that's who they adore. They are the PPL. And
yeah, they are, John. They are as regards to the press, John. It's actually quite bad, And if there's a Celtic supporter out there that still buys the newspapers, John, they need to stop it immediately. They really do, because all you're doing is lining their pockets, and they're giving your club absolutely no credit whatsoever.
No, who buys a newspaper these days anyway? Nobody. I don't know anybody that has a newspaper, do you?
Well, apart from the Rangers supporters, John, no, I don't really know anybody that buys the newspapers, to be honest with you. But anyway, moving on.
Kenny Spence said, point at Pittodrie Cup.
Yeah, the point at Pittodrie Cup, that was, as you say, John, the open top bus was out, wasn't it? That was out, John, that was out in force, and it's absolutely laughable. It's brilliant to see, John. It's brilliant to see the Celtic fans coming on with their comments as well, isn't it? All having a laugh, all loving time, basically, all just loving this time, John, right now. Where we're dominant, we're winning trophy after trophy. The Rangers are getting all the praise for winning absolutely nothing. But then you're getting all these videos on YouTube and Facebook where you're getting nothing but total hilarity, and the banter years have definitely returned.
Aye, I mean, all this press and the coverage that they're getting for winning nothing's unbelievable. Is it because they got to that stage of the Europa League?
Yeah, they didn't have to play a round of 32 game, John. They go right into the last 16 where they played a very, very, very poor Fenerbahce team, John, who actually beat them at Ibrox. And if it wasn't for poor penalty kick taking, John, they would have been knocked out at that stage. But yeah, John, maybe it was to do with that, but they put firmly in their place on Thursday night.
Oh, they certainly were. I mean, if press want to praise them for getting to that round in Europe, why don't you have a look at the other side of the coin, Queen's Park and all that stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Queen's Park, which has not been mentioned since, John. St Mirren, it's not been mentioned since. These teams are not getting any praise either for going to Ibrox and getting results. No praise. You know, it's all about what Rangers are doing. But anyway, John, we're here to talk about Celtic. We're here to, give Celtic the praise that they deserve. And I think every other podcast is doing the exact same thing.
Well, this is it. Anyway, John Edward Scullion says, is Barry Ferguson's record so far any better than the previous manager record? I don't think so. I hope he gets the job permanently and their season will be over by the weekend. Well, no, this weekend. Anyway, next weekend, John.
Yeah, well, their season was over a long time ago, wasn't it? So, no, his record, we mentioned it at the start of the podcast there, didn't we, John? His record is diabolical. I think he's been in for 10, maybe 11 games. He's won 4. John, 4 out of 11 games or 10 games. It's atrocious. And they still love him. The fans love him as well over there. So, no, it's just comedy gold, John, and long may the comedy continue.
Oh, aye. You can't even find a comedy like that on the telly anymore, can you? I mean, if you're looking for number one hit comedies in Scotland, Sefco's your place to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. No, John, it's I don't know what's happened over there at Ibrox, John, for the fans to act like that, for the management and the staff to act like that. I've never seen it before. I've never seen it. I've just never seen it. Even when we were up to 9 in a row, they weren't acting like that, John. So I don't know what the big change is, to be honest with you. It must be this takeover thing.
I don't know what it is. It's a strange thing. It's like having a weird dream, isn't it? Say you've had a weird dream. You're dreaming that Rangers are celebrating getting beat and drawn and all that. That's what it's like. It's like a weird dream. I've never seen it like it in my life. No,
that's it, John. It's but it just makes it all the sweeter when the trophies get handed out, doesn't it? So it's absolutely tremendous. I cannot wait to the Celtic parties begin, John, because we've not done anything yet to celebrate. You've got to bear that in mind. Celtic fans have done nothing to celebrate yet. That's all still to come.
What I want to know is, if there's any Rangers fans listening, what is it all about? Why are you celebrating draws and defeats and all that? I don't get it. None of us get it. We're all bamboozled here. Why are you celebrating guff results?
Yeah, you can say it 1,000 times, John. There's no explanation for it. If any Rangers fans or supporters are listening to this, leave a message. Tell us why you're celebrating draws when you're 15 points behind in the league. Tell us why you're doing that. Give us an explanation.
Good luck with that, Xander. Anyway, we all want to know the same thing. Joe Hamilton's songs said, "My players, my team, my staff, my door, my point." Talk about Barry Ferguson. I heard him saying that last night. My team. That's the way he was saying it. I'll say it like Barry Ferguson because you like that. My team, my players, my staff, my door, my point.
Your P45. Aye, brilliant, John. It's tremendous. It's good, but you know, we need these celebrations to start. You know, there was last night Rangers going out of the Europa League. I never heard that a firework gone off. They don't want to promote people setting on fireworks, right? But if it was vice versa, John, it'd be like bonfire night in Glasgow for Celtic going out of Europe. You know, like it was when we got beat by Bayern Munich. Fireworks going off, you know. And then last night there was nothing. So Celtic fans saving their money, I think, for the big parties coming up in the next few weeks, John.
Aye, well, there you go then. I don't know. I'm still scratching my head with all this Rangers stuff, why they're celebrating that. I'm thinking about it, and while you're talking, I'm thinking, what is it all about? And Ian Barretti, who's obviously a Rangers fan, said it's pretty sad. I'll say it again. Pretty sad you care that much to post this shit.
Yeah, I think I replied to that guy just to tell him that we're laughing. We don't care. We're actually having a laugh. We're actually having the best time of our lives. Laughing with smiles on our faces every day of the week, you know, so long may that continue, John.
Well, definitely. I mean, if you think it's pretty sad that we care to post this, we're laughing at you, mate. It's no sad, we're actually laughing at you. Every Celtic fan is laughing at you. It's funny, it's comedy gold. We don't understand why you celebrate draws and defeats. Let us know, Ian. That's all we're saying. Let us know why you're celebrating draws and defeats. And then we'll stop laughing at you.
Yeah, that's it. Then we'll stop posting the videos about celebrating draws and defeats, John. Neil McCann sitting on Barry Ferguson's shoulders. You know, not just the coaching staff, John. You've got all your physios and all the 30 other staff that were on that bench jumping 10 feet in there. Yeah, it's brilliant. And then Ian Crocker to go along with it. I just love it. I just love the comedy element of it, John. I just think it's brilliant.
Aye, well, here's another Rangers fan. Crixus says, and Brenda lost to them at home. Lost to who? Aberdeen? When did Rodgers lose to Aberdeen at Celtic Park?
Oh, who knows, John? They must be going about the other dead rubber that they were celebrating. You know, the loss at Celtic Park to them. They must have been going on about that because that was another dead rubber. 16 points ahead at the time. Nothing to play for. They get a dead rubber win, John, and they celebrated that as well. And by the way, they celebrated that for about 4 weeks.
But when did Brendan Rodgers lose to Aberdeen at Celtic Park?
Nah, I don't know. She must be talking about something else, John.
I don't get it. And Brendan lost to them at home, and then she's got laughy faces and all that. Well, I'm putting it out to you there, Crixus. When did Brendan lose to Aberdeen at Celtic Park? When did it happen? Did you imagine that or something like that?
Yeah. No, she says them. She's talking about her team, I think. I think she's talking about Aberdeen.
Maybe so. I don't know, but listen, Crixus, we're all embarrassed about that. Don't worry about it. Getting beat with your utter garbage is quite embarrassing, to be honest with you. Just ask Queen's Park, St Mirren, Motherwell and Hibs and all that stuff. Kilmarnock, to name but a few.
Yeah, that's it, John. Aberdeen.
Anyway,
well, actually, Aberdeen have already beat them this season. Forget about that as well. You know,
everybody gives them a scalping, and when they actually beat somebody, you scratch your head and go, "How did they just beat them at Sefco here?"
Yeah, that's it.
How are they still second in the league, Xander?
Who knows, John? Who knows? It's been a season where they've done absolutely nothing, John, and had nothing but praise. So the whole thing just bewilders me. You've got Celtic at the top of the league there, 16 points, whatever it is, 15 points clear at the top of the league. Already won the League Cup. So that's a double in the bag. We're in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup as well. So a chance of a treble also, John. But everything all season has been about Rangers. So another thing that needs explained, to be honest with you.
Aye, well, anyway. Aye, there's a lot of things needing explaining this season, and we'll never get it. I'm just laughing at this video. It's playing well and reading the comments. I can see Ferguson and all that jumping up and down in slow motion. Anyway, Let's finish it, Xander. We'll finish it with the last message here, and it's J Bogue says we should deliberately lose to Dundee United so we can clinch the title at Castle Grayskull in front of them. In theory, aye, but Celtic's record against them this season hasn't been great for some reason.
Yeah, I think the Celtic fans would love to see that, total dead rubbers, John. And even the one at Ibrox, let's be honest, that's also a dead rubber. So they'll probably win that because they seem to win these dead rubbers, didn't they? But no, let's just get it done over against Dundee United. I know what you're saying, to win at Ibrox would be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? But it's not going to happen, John. I don't think it'll be allowed to happen either. I think either Rangers will lose points or Celtic will at least get a draw. So it'll be over next weekend. It's over now.
Aye, it's over right now. Aye, but to officially clinch it, I think Celtic will do it next week against Dundee United. I think Celtic will hopefully convincingly beat Dundee United by 3 goals. Yeah,
I think that's a game I'm really looking forward to, actually. As you said, the last time we won it there was just a tremendous atmosphere, wasn't it? So we're looking for that again. But it's not the same this time because we're so far ahead and the league has already won. We're just waiting for that moment where you actually start the party. And let's hope, John, that the Celtic fans party every day up until we get the trophy and beyond.
I think they will, aye. The way you look at the bigger picture of this is Celtic's won the league. We've won the League Cup. We're in the Scottish Cup semi-final. If we win that, which I think we will convincingly, we're into the final, and I think there's no stopping Celtic getting another treble. And every reason for the Celtic fans to celebrate after the absolute guff we've had to listen to off the Scottish press this season about Sefco, who are utter garbage, and they're getting all the praise for being garbage. Well, Celtic are running riot and getting absolutely no praise at all for it, not even a mention.
Yeah, that's it, John. It's pretty disgusting. But John, it makes it all the sweeter when these trophies do get handed out, doesn't it? So, all right, John, thanks for reading them out. That was quite funny, isn't it, when you hearing Rangers supporters coming on as well, actually, isn't it? But as I said at the start there, John, the reason why we can talk about them and their games is because they're coming onto our channel, they're leaving comments, so we're going to talk about it. That's allowed, and they are our rivals as well. So we're allowed to talk about it for that reason as well, John. Right, John, a wee quick sum up, John. Semi-final on Sunday. What are you looking for, and what's your final thoughts, buddy?
Well, obviously, you know what I'm looking for. Everybody knows what I'm looking for. Looking for a big win for Celtic. 5-0 I'm looking at here, Xander. I'm looking for revenge. I'm looking for a hungry Celtic. I'm looking for Celtic to just put St Johnstone to the sword. 5-0. Their heads will go down and hopefully they'll go on to lose another few games and then get relegated at the end of the season, because I think they deserve that after their shenanigans with Celtic. Aye, bring it on. 5-0 Celtic, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for St Johnstone to get relegated at the end of the season. Bring it on.
Right, okay, John. All right, fair dues. I'm looking for very similar, John. I just can't wait to get the league over the line. It's another week we need to wait. It's after, the Rangers getting that draw, they had to make us wait the 2 weeks to get it over the line. But it just makes it all the sweeter as well, John, because we know it's more or less officially over, because the goal difference can't be cut unless Rangers win every game 7-0 and we lose every game 3-0, something like that. So it's officially done anyway, John. As you say there, they're just prolonging their agony and our joy. So I just can't wait. And it all starts this Sunday with the Scottish Cup semi-final. So good luck to Brendan and the boys there at Hampden Park on Sunday, John. I can't wait. It'll be a terrific game, terrific atmosphere. Celtic ends fully sold out. Can't wait, John. Just left for me to say is to wish everybody a happy and holy Easter. Have a safe weekend, everybody. Hope you all have a great time. Don't eat too much chocolate. And John, we'll catch you for the post-match, buddy.
Aye, definitely, Sander. I'll speak to you soon, mate. Hail, hail.
Right, John. Hail, hail, buddy. Catch you later, my man.